It's been in the works for a while, but a plan to transport highly radioactive liquid has been kept pretty quiet by government regulators. About 23,000 litres of highly radioactive liquid is being moved from Chalk River, Ontario, to the United States. Chalk River is some 100 kilometers, or make that 100 miles north of Ottawa on the Ottawa River, which drains into the St. Lawrence. On February 22nd, the Iroquois Caucus, which consists of elected councils from Kahnawake, Akwesasne, Ganasadaga, Tyendinaga, Wata, Six Nations, and the Oneida of the Thames, issued a statement condemning the plan, saying this unprecedented action could have devastating impact on the Great Lakes St. Lawrence River ecosystem. The Iroquois Caucus statement was quickly supported by the Anishinaabe Chiefs of Ontario.
So it seems that this is for the convenience of the nuclear industry and not for the safety of the public or the protection of the environment. It's an unprecedented thing. The second point is that it doesn't have to be moved at all, whether in liquid or in solid form, because the only reason for moving it is to try and make sure that one component of this liquid, which is weapons-grade uranium, the stuff that you can use in an atomic bomb, they wanted to make sure that that stuff doesn't remain in countries which don't have nuclear weapons, like Canada. And they're actually retrieving, in solid form, they're retrieving this stuff called highly enriched uranium from many countries, not just Canada. However, Canada is the only country where they're talking about doing it in liquid form. And there's another way of doing it called downblending, which you can do right on site. What it means is this. Right now, they've got a certain amount of weapons-grade uranium. If you mix in a bunch of other types of uranium called depleted uranium, then you can destroy that weapons-grade uranium, and it's no longer weapons usable. It's also called denaturing.
It's a big concern, and I think, like other activists, people are calling for proper environmental impact assessment of the transportation of this nuclear waste down to the United States. The facility in Chalk River is producing medical radioisotopes, so obviously it's hard for humans to dispute that there is value in that. And the Canadian government has recently committed a significant amount of money to researching the production of medical radioisotopes without nuclear fission. So I think that is obviously long overdue. This shipment, I think it gives us an opportunity to raise awareness about nuclear energy in general and nuclear power. Aside from the medical radioisotopes issue, I think that nuclear power is probably one of the most, if not the most, striking example of human negligence. We're producing vast amounts of highly dangerous nuclear waste that needs to be managed for countless generations into the future, and they don't really have viable methods to deal with the waste moving forward, except for deep geological repository and the containment that's required for hundreds of thousands of years. Humans have no way of knowing if the containment is safe. And of course, we've seen the devastation that happened at places like Fukushima and other disasters where there's no amount of security measures that can be put in place to prevent significant damage from natural disasters. And with climate change and other, more severe natural disasters that are happening throughout the world, obviously this is going to be a big concern moving forward. So I think that we're leaving a legacy of a hazardous, dangerous situation to our future generations, and I think humans really need to seriously reconsider our use of nuclear energy.
And for the entire interview with Dr. Gordon Edwards, you can watch the interview online and also on KTV. It was recorded on K103 Radio's Partyline Talkshow.